I'm getting ready for a high school reunion, my 45th. Where does the time go? And I met up with a buddy of mine that was my high school chum. And we're at dinner at his house getting ready for the reunion next day. This is up in Pleasant Garden, North Carolina, just outside of High Point, Greensboro. And I'm at his house. We're having dinner. And he says, "Hey, you want to see something cool?" I said, "Sure." So we go outside and he opens up the garage and I see Little Red. That's her name, Little Red. I see Little Red. And all of a sudden, that memory of that day of I'm going to have me one of those, which I hadn't thought of in 40 years, that memory flashed in my head and I went, oh my gosh. I said, what year is that? He says, in 1980. You've got to be kidding me. And so as I'm telling the story as I remember it, I shared with him the story of promising myself I'm going to have one of those one of these days, and how my buddy said I'll never own one of those, and just the impact of that statement. And I said, Reggie, I hadn't thought of that in years, right? He said, wow. I said, hey, buddy, if you ever decide to sell that car, give me a call. Well, Carl, I just had it restored. It's exactly how I want it. It runs just like a brand new car, looks like a brand new car, uh, and it's got the red pinstripe. I couldn't believe it, right? And he said, yeah, I'm probably not going to sell it. So the next day, I'm driving up to Asheville, North Carolina, to go to one of our Freedom Club meetings. And me and the lovely Mrs. White were riding up in the hills. My phone rings, and I look down, and it's Reggie. Oh, probably just call and say, hey, it was nice having you guys over for dinner or something like that. And I said, hey, buddy, what you doing? He says, Carl, I've been thinking about this. I think the reason I restored that car wasn't for me, it was for you. He said, were you serious about the car? And I said, I was dead serious about it. He said, that needs to be your car. So here's what I got into it. Here's what I need. If you're okay with that, it's yours.